All right. Hi. Welcome, everybody. My name's Alex Sabatelli, and I'm absolutely honored to be here with a bunch of leaders and people from Isogenics and really just welcoming all of you and opening up this call about the Forever Pack. And actually, this call is going to be run by Dave MacArthur and Lenny Evans. And so I'm just here as a newbie. Okay. I'm just going to quickly share my story and kind of where this came about very briefly. I've been in this company now for about 4 months. I was introduced to isogenesis 5 months ago, and it got me really, really excited. The concept of reversing aging to me was the sexiest thing on the planet. I was really interested in that, and quite honestly wasn't looking for weight loss or any of the other offerings of isogenics, but ended up getting on every single product after starting that one thing. And so that was kind of a key, right? But then I got on everything and started sharing everything and got kind of wooed into some of the pack systems and the wonderful products and solutions we have. But really at the core of it all, and the reason we're kind of bringing this back down is that while Isogenics has solutions for people on all walks of life with all kinds of goals around, all the way from sickness to super health, at the core of all of this is we need to repair our DNA at the causal level, and we need to nourish our body with the most nutrient dense, low calorie food that we can just do on the go, that people can do every day. And so that's where the Forever Pack was really kind of coined. But Dave MacArthur's been doing this for the last 7 years and building an enormous business with these. And so coming back to this, I did start going into selling packs and such, and setting people up on an auto ship with the Forever Pack. But what I'm just finding is that the barrier to entry for a brand new person to come in is alleviated, whether they're just getting on the products themselves or they are thinking about sharing the products. It's much easier to share. It's much easier to start. And of course, they're going to learn about all the other products and wonderful solutions that we have once they're in. So with all that said, wherever this recording is housed, you will likely also find the Forever Pack training that just teaches about these two products that we're putting together into this pack, which are Isogenesis and a Shake a Day. You'll also learn the basics of the marketing plan that we have to offer and how you can go fast or slow. We're going to talk about that. And this training, and also some deeper training for people who've been in the business for a while, who are kind of deprogramming the way they've been doing it and trying to simplify and duplicate and grow their business in a new way. So it's really exciting and really fresh. And what we're doing today is going through the steps of how to put this into action in a really simple way, whether you're just getting started sharing, you're supporting a new person, or you're a growing leader and you're supporting a growing team. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Dave, and you can ask me to come back on for anything as needed. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to mute everybody out because just some background noise, and the pictures change a little bit. And then give me just a second to do that, you guys.
I'm going to put my telomere necklace on.
And I'm going to unmute you, Alex, because you won't be able to unmute yourself. So you're unmuted now, and you might be able to mute yourself. And then Lenny, I want to have Lenny come on. I'm just really excited about this meeting tonight and what we're sharing here for people to see, and to really break it down to this simplicity. And when I got into Isogenics a little over 13 years ago, as a broke mechanic, Lenny he had just moved into my town, and I was sponsored by somebody that Lenny had sponsored. And Lenny really took me by the arm, along with my sponsor, Carl Lamar, and just really showed me the ropes. And I'm just forever grateful for you, Lenny, for being there for me in the beginning. And that's the thing. The overall picture of this is being mentored through this process where you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And the way that this program is set up with the simplicity, there's also that built-in mentoring that needs to take place so each person can become successful. So let me just find Lenny here. I just saw you and it disappeared. There's a lot of people jumping on. There you are, Lenny. And I just wanted you to share, you've been around the longest, and you've been able to view and watch the contrast, and there's some big epiphanies for you. And I just want you to share what's been going on for you these last couple weeks. And we can't.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you got me now? Okay, so cool. I'm just so honored to be here and so excited about this this new idea, this new thing that's come. And Dave, you and I, man, we've been doing this for a while. And we were all on a mastermind call, you, me, and Malcolm this morning at 7 a.m. Like, where does that happen? Like, we're more excited about what's happening now in our business and in our lives than ever before. And I just think that's cool. But I wanna go back just a minute to 13 years ago that, Dave, you and I were taught and mentored by Jimmy Smith, the legend, the living legend. Like, you know, when you say he's earned tens of millions of dollars, he has earned tens of millions of dollars. I think he told me over 70 million now, just he and his two daughters and the legacy, right? And he always used to teach, you know, our most important product, he'd drill it into us over and over and over. Our most important product is 100 BV. Like, we even had to sing a song like that. Our most important product is 100 BV. And you and I grew up in that era. And all we had was a 9-day. And so we didn't have any choices. All the choices were taken away, and we had to focus, and we had to move those 9-day systems. And boy, did we. And even though it was an easy price point, it was exciting because it was so simple to duplicate. You know, it was just a little over 100 BV, and it was just a little under $150. It was about $150. And I remember that being so simple to duplicate, and people duplicated it. And all I want to say now, right now, is that I think, you know, even I got lured away by these bigger packs and these bigger packs and the complications of coaching and becoming you know, we had to become world-class coaches because we were taking people into a deep dive, into a cleanse and ionics at the right times of the day. And then the ISOFlush, and not even to mention the accelerator capsule. Like, there was so much going on. And now when I look at what you guys have come up with, and when I saw this last week, I woke up. I woke up like I haven't been this awake in such a long time. I have such a clarity of thinking on this Forever Pack, and the fact that it literally is a shake a day and ISOG, and literally like a shake a day and ISOG, 108 BV with the entry point that's around $150. Dave MacArthur, brilliant, because the thing that really hurt the most back in the day was the duplication was awesome. And we were talking about, you know, Don Fela in the 45-second presentation a lot back then. And, but the bottom line was, as we moved away from that, we had to coach so much, we could have been spending all of our energy on teaching how to do it, how to go ahead and just share with your friends this Forever Pack, that they're two core products that we're going to be on forever. And so, Dave, you know, the no coaching piece to this, where we don't have to coach at all to be on the shakes, because who would need to know how to make a delicious strawberry shake? You need some water, and you need a shake packet, and you pour it in. And I promise you, I'm going to be doing this while you're talking. I'm going to make my dinner, and I'm going to shake it up. And the longer you shake it, the thicker it gets. And it's the most amazing thing. And then I'm going to take my two products of ISOG, and because, as Alex, and I'm going to quote her, ISOG makes you sexy. It's the sexiest product, not just in our company, but in the entire network marketing world. And so I could not be more excited to align with you, Dave MacArthur, and build with this Forever Pack forevermore. So I'm going to give it over to you. And the network marketing trainer that you've become, I just want to give you some due credibility right now for the people that are on. Like, I just really believe I always have, like, Jim Rohn, the next Jim Rohn, the next Zig Ziglar, Dave MacArthur, not just multi-millionaire and mega platinums underneath you on each leg and forever, but like a legend in the making. So, bro, man, bring it.
Lenny, you got me fired up. I'm ready to go. So thank you, Lenny. You know, and let me just pull up my screen here so you guys can see this. I want to go through this little flow chart here, because when I got into Isogenics, Carl was there for me. You were there for me, Lenny, George Ruiz, Jimmy Smith, and you guys, I had exposure to how to become a successful network marketer. And I was able to model something that I was seeing. And this is so important, you guys, in this industry, because there's only so much that we bring to the table that we've learned in life, and the skills that we've learned. and all of the, I guess I would say like salesmanship, even though we're really not salesmen. There are some skills to salesmanship that we need to be exposed to be able to model. And just a lot of times we haven't been exposed to those. And so as we're building even a simple system like this, there needs to be that shadowing process where somebody can be exposed to what is it like to be a successful networker, someone who's transforming life after life after life, like they figured it out and they're not guessing at it or they're not trying their best. They literally understand the principles to operate by and to govern themselves by so that they continue to have those successes. And so I wanted to just pull up this screen. What we're really going to get into tonight really is this whole connection piece right here, which is step one. But I want to give you kind of a bird's eye view, and I want Alex and Lenny for you guys to pop in at any time and share what that you might fill in some of the gaps as I'm going through this. But this is just kind of a bird's eye view, and this is what's going to lead to the duplication. And in this industry, they say it doesn't really matter what works. What matters is it's irrelevant what works. What matters is what duplicates. And that creates the freedom, and it also creates the bigger ripple effect that we're wanting to create in the world where people are becoming free, both physically and financially. So on step one is the connection. And we're going to go into that connection on the 7 steps to connecting. But here's a bird's eye view of what that looks like. So this is the flow. Let's say I'm the upline leader and I'm working with the associate, Amanda. She's on my team. And I could have sponsored Amanda or I may not have, because with the Isagenix compensation plan, I can work with anybody in my organization on any level because Isagenix is generous enough to pay us on everybody. So I'm working with Amanda and she is introducing the products to somebody named Jackie. And so let me just go through this and explain my part, Amanda's part, and Jackie as the customer, and then what should be happening by osmosis, that kind of shadowing and being exposed to the successful way to do network marketing. So Amanda has connected with her successfully, and we're going to go through that in just a minute. That's the flowchart for that. And so she showed the video, and it's always, no matter what somebody's challenge is with their health, no matter what it is, it's always the forever pack, you guys. That's where we start, people. Always, always, always. Even if they say they want to cleanse, it's always isogenesis and a shake a day. Always the forever pack. And so she showed her the video. So Amanda showed Jackie the forever video. And now Jackie's texted back, communicated with Amanda that she wants to talk to her again and follow up. And she's ready to get started. She really loved the video. And so Amanda gets a hold of me and says, Dave, can you help me do this 3-way call with Jackie? She's ready to get started. And so I get on the phone with Amanda. We call up Jackie, and we're talking with Jackie and assuring her that she's making the right choice, really making a connection with her, creating a bond with her by asking find out questions. I was just watching our #1 income earner today. He posted on Facebook. He says, the magic is in asking the question, but it's in asking the right questions, not the wrong questions. And the upline leader, me, for Amanda, knows those right questions to ask and the find out questions and where I'm going to lead Jackie so that she is going to make the best decision for herself. And there's a skill set in that. And it's just like any job. When you start a new job, if I wanted to go get a job at a machine shop and I don't know anything about running the machines, there's going to be somebody that's going to show me how to do that. I'm going to shadow them. They're going to watch over my shoulder as I'm doing it. Otherwise, I could mess things up. And so this is the same thing. You're shadowing somebody. And Jackie's also learning a specific and very important process to this as well, that she could depend on somebody else just like Amanda is. So we follow up, and we'll go into this in deeper detail on the flow chart for connecting, but she gets enrolled. And what the leader, the upline leader, the networker who's successful is going to invite Jackie. That's me. I'm going to invite Jackie. And Amanda's just listening and watching. She's shadowing, right? She's not talking. She's just listening. And she's going to listen to how I invite Jackie through asking the right questions. You know, when you get results, people ask what you want to do. Or how did you get those results? Are you okay with sharing them with them, how you got those results, Jackie? Absolutely. In fact, that's what I want to do. That actually happened today with the phone call with Amanda. I asked that question, when you get results. And so I know the questions to ask. And she gave me feedback. In fact, she got really excited about the opportunity to not only get her products paid for, but to go even further than that, just because I invited by asking the right questions. Now we're going to send her the compensation plan video, because that's what we do for somebody who's ready. We've invited, she responded positively. Now we're going to show her the second video, the compensation plan video. And then after she watches the compensation plan video, I'm going to follow up with Amanda again and show her how to do a successful new associate interview with Jackie. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to find out Jackie's why, what drives her, what is she passionate about, what are some of her goals, how much she would like to make in Isagenix. Would she like to get her products paid for? Would she like to do more than that? And we already kind of have an idea of where Jackie's at. So we want to really get down to the goals and on either a very soft approach, or with Jackie, it might go really deep and really set a really hard goal. And then we're going to teach and train and give her some homework in this process right here. And there's an exact process that we do here that is very key and important for not only Jackie, but for Amanda to learn that. And then we're going to have a call to action for Jackie through this process. And Amanda's going to watch me do all of that. And then the call to action for Jackie's really easy. She's just going to send the Forever Pack video, just like Amanda did to her. And what we're learning right here is the levels of leadership through this very easy, very cookie cutter approach where everybody's always going to be doing it the same way. And there's different levels of leadership, according to John Maxwell, and there's the 5 levels of leadership. The one that's the most important to really create and generate incredible income, which will give you incredible freedom, financial freedom, and an incredible lifestyle, is the production level. But you don't want to be at the production level. You want your team to be at the production level so that they're producing. And we're starting Jackie on that process, but she's only a producer. She's not knowing how to create a team that will produce. So it's a process. But what I'm doing, though, is I'm helping Amanda to become the producer. And what's going to happen is through training Amanda, and then we just going back and recycle all of this with Jackie's friends, Amanda's going to do that, and I'm going to oversee that. And Amanda's now going to be the 3rd level production leader. And through this process, Jackie will end up doing the same exact thing. It's very simple, you guys, but it has to be done correctly. Like Michael Klaus says, it's not just about asking questions. It's about asking the right questions and then having the right responses. So again, we'll have more video training around, especially this right here in number 5, the new associate interview. Mm-hmm. I've done probably over 50 of them now with this new format that we're doing. And it's awesome. You really create some incredible relationships there. So with that, before we jump into the connection sheet, Lenny, is there anything that you or Alex want to add to this, the process of duplication? This is really what we're wanting here.
I would like to add just really quickly that number 5, that new associate interview. We've actually gone back to some of my first associates and kind of we're like unwinding what we started and kind of reprogramming with this Forever Pack system. And those interviews are fantastic. I think we've only done, I want to say 5 or 6 of them together. And I know that the words that are coming out of my mouth now are Dave MacArthur's words, and the process that I'm going to be taking people through are his process. And so that just happens. We learn how those skill sets by being that third party, bringing in our people and plugging them into upline. So there really is no fear in, I can't be a leader, because you just can't help not, you have to learn just by being there. So it's been really, really amazing.
Yeah, and having that role model to be able to be aware of what those steps are is exactly like what you were just saying. Now those words are coming out of your mouth. And I learned these things from other people as well. And so, in this particular case, Amanda now becomes what I was on that 3rd level production. And you guys, when Amanda becomes that 3rd level production leader, where she gets Jackie to produce, that'll put you in the top 5% of income earners in the world, you guys. That puts you at platinum when you're a 3rd level production leader, because you're going to be developing producers who also become production leaders. So it goes from producer to leader, a production leader. So from a producer to a production leader. And through this process, I'm the production leader for Amanda, and she's learning how to become the production leader. But right now, she's the producer. She brought Jackie to the table. But as soon as she learns how to teach Jackie to bring people through the same process, now Amanda is the production leader and Jackie's the producer. You guys, and it's so simple. Once you bridge that gap of not quite knowing how all of this like really comes together and how it all works and how the pieces all work together through this system, you don't have to reinvent anything. You just got to learn the skills. And again, it happens by osmosis. It comes from shadowing, kind of like on-the-job training. Lenny, did you want to add anything else to that before we jump into the connection sheet? And we're not hearing you. Let's see. There you go.
Okay, you can hear me. I love this so much, and I want to say also that I want everybody to pause now, because this might seem like a lot for a second. So just pause and take a breath in, and realize that in the savings of your time on not coaching, you're going to redirect this time into this flow chart for duplication and the next things that Dave teaches us, and you're going to learn it easily, guys. This is easier than teaching someone how to cleanse. Just it is, okay? But this is finally, when you get to this third level of production, you're starting to live the law of reciprocity as taught by Zig Ziglar, which is when you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. It's starting to unlock the whole law of abundance right in here. So don't just you can do this. And remember, you're going to have so much more time to be doing this, because there's no more product coaching, because everybody comes in on the Forever Pack, which requires zero coaching. So Dave, I wanted to pause there and say, just remember, this gets easier because you're actually doing what you're born to be doing.
Yeah, and you made a good point that reminded me of something that I did want to say, but I'd forgotten. This is just an exposure for you guys. At some point, you have to be exposed to this bird's eye view. You have to see something, anything, you have to see it for the first time. And I wanted to take the opportunity right here to give you this exposure. Where it will start to come together is when you're playing the role of Amanda. You've shared the video, and then you have your upline walking you through it. This is going to be critical. Step 5, like you were saying, Alex, is really helping people to see how that is. It's been amazing. It's like a 3-way call is where I've created some of my greatest friendships in this business. And doing this new associate interview based on the simplicity of our program is taking it to the next level. It's been absolutely phenomenal to watch people come alive as we go through this new associate interview and really show them the simplicity of the process, which is the Forever Pack, which really solidifies it all together. And again, it just takes it to that next level. Any other thing come up for you, Alex?
Yeah. One last little thing, just quick, is that the fact that we have the upline leader getting on the phone with the customer is also really critical, because the level of how they just feel really special. Everything that you do, like when I put you on the phone with somebody, they're just like, wow, you're spending this time with me, wow. They just become so much more vested because they're not as close to you. And so there's just that third party validation from a leader who knows how to ask those questions it really, I think it 10x is the possibilities right out the gate for that new person.
Yeah, and it really stresses right here the importance of the 3-way call. There are people who have been in Isogenics for years, and sometimes we have the motto, that self-talk of, if it's going to be, it's up to me. I know how to do it. I can do it better than Dave can, right? And what happens is they don't realize, though, they're not asking the right questions. They're more in the convincing mode rather than the inspiring mode. They're asking questions, but not the right ones and not the right way. And there are people who resist the 3-way call, but it's the 3-way call that changes it all. A mentor, Kirk Metz, said, you could be the best at anything and go nowhere alone in this business. So what he's saying is, do the 3-way call and trying to instill into those that are resisting that, you guys, the 3-way call is so paramount here for you to get to that 3rd level production leader and for your team to get there. because it's built into the system. And we don't have time to go into all that now. I think we have already hit some of those points. So Lenny, let's get into this connecting sheet. And, when I got into Isogenics, you could teach me what to do, but then I had to decide if I was going to do it at all, if I was going to do it or not. And there was a phrase that you said that I've never forgotten. I can show you how to do push-ups, but I can't do your push-ups for you. In order for you to get the results of doing push-ups, you're going to have to work your muscles. You have to do the push-ups. And so you said, if you really want to go, Dave, talk to 2 people a day. If you want to go faster, talk to more than 2 people a day. So what paralyzes people, though, Lenny, when it comes to the connecting piece, that's preventing them from actually going out and talking to people and doing it the right way? What is it that paralyzes people from going out and making those connections?
I personally think what paralyzes me and other people is when you get confused and you don't know you don't know where you're going. You don't know. It's just the confusion paralyzes. And so we're taking all of the confusion away.
We take a ton of confusion away. In fact, was it Michelle that came up to me in the grocery store and she's all, the Forever Pack. Oh my gosh, the Forever Pack. You have no idea how many challenges that just took out of my way. Like, I wanted to get rid of these challenges, but I didn't know how, and you've done it with the Forever Pack. And so once we learn this process, you guys, it will bless you for the rest of your lives. You just keep doing the same thing over and over once you get it right. I am still doing the same actions and the same connections that I did when my first check was $22 a week, or $22 for my first week. Yeah, I got a $22 check. That was my first check. I'm still doing the same exact things because I was taught right to earn that $22. But now it's like $20,000 a week, right? So once we get it, it's something that will bless us, and we just stay focused and we stay on these tracks to run. And Lenny, this is kind of the contrast where some people got off of those tracks and just got kind of confused, and then people started getting paralyzed, and so we want to prevent that. So and
I just want to say one more thing here, because I want you guys all to have the confidence on this script, these 7 steps here, because of what Dave just said about the 3-way, how the leader is going to step in and be that mentor and that helper for that 3-way Zoom or call or whatever it's going to be, and then do the new associate interview. That new associate interview is a gift from Kathy Coover. She did that with me. I won a contest, and then she just said, do it with all your people, and that's what I did, and it creates the magic. And so now doing these steps, you're going to end up being on a call with your upline mentor. And so just go into it with excitement, because you are the recipient of the learning by getting on a call with your leader. I'm telling you right now. So go ahead.
And here's the simplicity of the Forever Pack. Once you get them to sign, they enroll and the products are on their way, guess what? There's no coaching on the product. You have eliminated the coaching on the product. And when you're working with that person now, it's all about developing that person, raising them up, and giving them the skills to do the business. I have not coached on products in 7 years. And every once in a while, somebody says, I just enrolled somebody with a 30-day. Can you help me coach them? I'm like, oh, why'd you do that? So again, as we're getting through this connecting piece and you nail it, you're going right into business building mode, because there is no coaching on the products. Very simple. All right, so connecting with somebody is just like connecting with somebody that you do already. I like your shoes. I like your hair. I like your blouse. Your bracelet looks great. Where'd you get that? Where do you work at? What do you do? You're just creating a conversation, but you're creating that conversation not to get their social media profile and add them to your group and hope that they see something that interests them as you're developing a friendship. It's not fast enough. You guys, I don't have time to do that. And I've never done it like that, by the way. I've always been more like a realtor. I've got something that changed my life, and I want to change your life because I know it can, because it changed my life. And let's get to it. A realtor, there's a guy that lives, Santini, and he said, I do not go to bed until I've handed out 25 business cards. And so when he goes to talk to somebody, and he's a great realtor, and because he connects with the person, he finds something that's genuine. If he likes their shoes, then he's going to say something about their shoes. If he likes their car, right? So he's going to connect with them on a genuine level, but he has an agenda, you guys. That person is going to know that he's a realtor. He's going to give them their card, and he's going to give them the pitch. And he's really good at it, so you're not like upset that he did it. it was like, wow, that's a pretty awesome realtor. I wish I was selling my house. I'd have him do it. So what he does is he says, hey, I'm a realtor. I'm very passionate about selling homes, and I want to give you my card. Are you selling a home? Are you looking to buy a home? And if not, and here's another card for a friend. In case you know somebody, you can give him my card that's looking to sell a home or buy a home. He has an agenda. Every person he's talking to is going to know exactly who he is and what he can do for them. That's what an entrepreneur does, right, Lenny? They solve another person's problem for a profit. So you just share your passion in that conversation. And I absolutely did this. Now, I wasn't as good the first couple. I think I scared a few people the first couple times I did it. But I let them know, hey, I'm very passionate about helping people with their health because of where I was. I mean, I was to a place where I was praying for God to take my life. And then I learned some things, got on some products, and I feel amazing. I feel better than I've ever felt. And I am so passionate because I know people have challenges with their health. And I love helping them with them now. That's what I do. And so if there was one or two things that you could improve with your health, what would be at the top of the list for you? The way you deliver it, the way you say it, it's going to be a little bit different. And when you say it, but that's the kind of question you're going to ask that gets the result very quickly. I mean, Santini's going to say, are you buying a house or selling a house? Do you know somebody that is? And so that's what, we don't have time to mess around and throw them into a group and hope in 6 weeks that they, message us. We're going to take the realtor, if he did that, his family would starve. They would be tossed out of their house. They wouldn't even be able to pay his mortgage, right? So anything you want to say about that right there, Lenny? Or Alex?
Go ahead, Lenny.
Anything you want to say on that?
No, I love how you brought this down again to the lowest common denominator, and in making sure that you are like a realtor and it's not offensive, and it could never be offensive. And we're going right into this passion about helping people with their health, and because of where you were and what it did, and that's it leads so easily into this. And the way you set this next question up of the one or two things, I think it's amazing. I love it. We need to do it over and over and over.
Alex, this is where you're really at. Like, you were already doing this with people, but you didn't have this vehicle. Now that you have this vehicle, it's like, now I can really get involved with people, right?
Absolutely. And I think that this step 2 here is different for people depending on, how long they've been on the products, how confident they are, how much they know about Isagenix. I mean, that really changes that game a lot. They may not be passionate yet, but they're excited about the results that they might be getting soon, so helping that new person to really just kind of figure out how to share that in order to open the door. I think that's just a really important thing as a leader to help people with. It could be, oh my gosh, I've got these products that are coming. I'm so excited. I've had some health challenges and I just want to tell the world about it. If there's one or two things about your health that you could change or improve, what would be at the top of your list? And because you might be interested in this too. I'm so excited. So it doesn't matter if you've been on it, if you had a result or a big story, but helping people to get to that, I think, is really important, so that it feels genuine, so it flows with a posture that is that's really solid, and just building their belief and really leading those new people to to listen to the podcast, not to try to be the expert, but just to have a posture of, I know this stuff is awesome. I think that's important too. So,
and the thing is, you developed those skills before you were introduced to Isagenix. And so,
right, but I had to develop that in my last business.
You're not paralyzed in talking to people. And some of you may say, well, I can't do that. Well, only because you haven't practiced and learned the skill. You didn't do the push-ups to have that confidence. And even the first time I did it, I didn't do that great, but I knew that I would get better, right? And like with Santini, there's going to be no's, but you want to find out very quick, are you a yes or a no, right? And if it's a no, you just move on. Right. And that's part of the skill set that you learn, how to discipline your disappointments and how to respond to that rather than react. And also, like you were saying, we've had people enroll with the Forever Pack and enroll somebody else before they've even gotten their products because they're so excited about the science that they just learned. I did a meeting in Springville, Utah last night. That guy was so lit up and so excited and passionate just because he sat through the presentation and what he learned. And do you think he's probably talking to people since between now and last night? Absolutely. So there's a way to do that. And it's just a matter of learning that skill so you're not paralyzed in it. And you will learn that because we're going to have this broken down where we've done role playing. We're just really introducing you right now, but we're going to work with that with you guys and go deeper and have this role playing around the Forever Pack. So how easy is that? There's only so many things we could say, right, about the Forever Pack. All right. So once we share that passion with them and we ask them, if there was one or two things that you could improve with your health, what would be at the top of the list? You're going to listen to them now. What most people would do is they would go right into their story and how amazing the products are and try and convince that person. And the only reason they would do that is because they haven't been modeled. They haven't had somebody model for them how to do it the right way. They haven't shadowed somebody on the job. That's the only reason, because that's not the right way to do it. It will not produce success. And so, again, this is all set up so that you'll get that modeling. And so when we ask them the question, you have to listen, you guys. You're asking a find out question. Now what are you finding out about that person? And I almost put, I proved I listened by asking follow-up questions. So they'd say, oh yeah, absolutely. I heard all the time, pain is a big one for me. And then energy. I need more energy. I'm just tired all the time. So what an amateur would do at this point, who hasn't had the right role modeling, would go right into their story and then tell them all about the products and lose that person because that person, they didn't gain the trust from that person. This is where you can really bond with somebody and become a friend in this conversation where they're happy you expressed what you do because you're the solution they've been looking for. And so you ask follow-up questions. Oh, you have a lot of pain. So what's going on with the pain? Where does it hurt? What happened? And they tell you, well, I used to be a skier and I took out my knee and my knee hurts all the time and it's just painful all day long. The pain pills don't even help. Oh, wow. So your knee, is there anything else that hurts? What kind of skiing did you do? How long's it been since you skied? Right? I'm asking follow-up questions because here's the thing. David Wood said, and he put it up at the University in Action, nobody cares about your story. They only care about their own. And what happens is we get so excited about our story, but because we haven't had the right role modeling, we think that we're going to convince them with our story and how awesome the products are and the story that it created for us. It's not how it works. You got to listen to them, ask the right follow-up questions to that pain, and then to really prove that you listen, hey, you said your energy's not that good. I was the same way as well. What's going on with you? Do you have a hard time sleeping or are you tired all the time? What's going on? And then I listen and I ask some follow-up questions around that, right? And so now here's the thing. Here's the unseen thing that happens, and it's so subtle that somebody would never figure it out on their own unless they had a role model explaining it to them. Nobody cares about your story. That means nobody else cares about their story. It's not just my story they don't care about. In general, human beings only care about their own story for the most part. And so when I listen to that person, I might be the only person that showed that much interest in them. Robert Kiyosaki says this is the business school for people who love helping people. And you could really refine your skill right here at step 4 and create incredible relationships that could go so much further beyond anything you had ever imagined, because they're going to gain trust in you through that now. You listen to them, and people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And this is where you show that. Now they're ready to listen to you, but they're not ready to listen to you tell a 5-minute, 10-minute version of your own story. It's got to be less than 30 seconds. Hey, I know exactly how you felt. I was tired all the time. I was a mechanic. I was falling asleep in customers' cars. But you know what? I feel amazing now. The things that I learned and what I'm doing now, I'm like the Energizer Bunny for the last 13 years. And I haven't had a coffee or a rock star, no energy drinks in 13 years. Right? That's my story right there. I'm not going to go on and on. Dennis has an incredible story. And I could go on for 2 hours about it, but I tell Dennis's story in about 15 seconds. And I'm building my business with Dennis's story. And if Dennis tells his story for 20 minutes, he's not going to be building a business. So all I want to do is just share some social proof. And it doesn't even have to be my story. I could share Dennis's story. The more stories you learn in Isagenix, the more you'll be able to share a 15 to 20 second story for that social proof, to give that person some hope. You guys, we're instilling hope into people, but there's a skill to inspiring and instilling hope. People that are amateurs and haven't had the right role models, they're trying to convince people. Successful networkers inspire. They inspire and instill hope. And then, hey, I know that we have a solution for you. If I could give you some information where you can watch a video that's 22 minutes. And what's that video? The Forever Pack video. It's always the Forever Pack video. On a count of 3, 1, 2, 3, Forever Pack, right? So can I share that with you? And we're having a website set up right now, and it's going to be foreverpack.com, and it's PACK, foreverpack.com, and it will have the Forever Pack video. Now you could either do that, or you can go to YouTube and grab the link and text them the link so that they could watch the video on their phone, which is really a brilliant idea, because when you text them that link, you have their phone number right there in the conversation where you built the trust. Hey, I have a video that in 22 minutes, I know you're going to be so excited about this. I'm so excited for you. What's your phone number? I'm going to text you this video. And they give you the phone number because you've already built the trust. If you were trying to convince them, there is no way you're getting their phone number. You weren't modeling somebody who gets people's phone numbers. And what they'll say is, why don't you give me a card and I'll just go check it out and then I'll get back to you. That's what they'll say if you don't do it right. Okay, so we get them the video, and then we're going to, we could dangle some carrots out here, you guys, and we'll do this in some other videos. And as we're working, Amanda's been getting it by osmosis, these carrots that I've been hanging out there for people to get them to see what this business opportunity could do for them without ever saying the word business. You're going to get some great results. I know you are, and people are going to ask you how you're getting those results. Are you okay with telling them how you got the results from these products? Absolutely. Okay, great. And so what we can do as I help you explain this to them, and as you send, I wouldn't go there. It's kind of difficult. Don't go role playing with myself right here with nobody. But I would just say, okay, great. We could actually get your products paid for in that process. Would you be okay with that? I'm hanging that little non-abrasive carrot out there just to see how they respond to it. I did that exact same thing just like that today with Amanda. And that person responded. It was over the phone, and she responded very favorably, right? So now I know. I didn't even have to get their Facebook and try and build a relationship with them. We did it in less than 15 minutes because it's a very simple process. It's a very simple pack, and there's only so many things you can say around something that's simple. You can't even really complicate it. The only way you'd complicate it is if you didn't have a role model, somebody to give you the exposure of how to do it. But this system is set up so that you'll get that exposure. And then when you send the video, you're just setting up the follow-up appointment. I mean, that's nothing new. We've always done that, however we shared Isogenics, but you're setting up the follow-up appointment for your leader to now show you the right way. And you're going to have to be shown how to do this the right way. And I know some of you might be paralyzed on that right now, but we're going to lay that out. And in doing this with you, this video right here, you should have your own notebook where you're starting to script out each one of these steps based on what I'm sharing with you. You just piece it together. And then we get together. If you guys need to get with me, that's fine. I'll help you guys. But we'll also, this whole training process is a domino effect. So right now, because it's a new thing for a lot of people, Alex, myself, Lenny, we're really going to be, Malcolm, a lot of people are going to be helping to get the training up to par, up to speed, so that people can start to pass that on through less dependence on a few. Make sense? So there's a little bit more to go over here, but do you guys want to add anything?
I think that I wanted to add just a little tiny bit. If you could scroll up right between, I think it's between 4 and 5. I naturally, the way I share when I'm digging into their pain or whatever the issue is, they're one or two things, and I'm listening to them, and I'm kind of diving in, peeling back the layers. In a way, the concept of that is to create a gap between where they are and where they want to be. So sometimes I like to also kind of help them see what would it be like if that pain was gone, or what would it be like if you could sleep through the night, or whatever, just
if you could
taking
start
it a little bit further.
Yeah.
So So you're creating that gap. And then I like to ask also this one question, which eliminates a lot of rejection for people. So some people can really go through a lot of numbers like you. And I think a lot of people are really sensitive and they get knocked out of the game pretty fast with that. And so if that's, I think a simple question like, are you looking for solutions for that? Just a little something that says, well, gosh, sounds like you're having a rough time with that. Are you looking for solutions? Then when they say, yeah, that's when I'll go, well, great, because I'll tell you, and then you share your story, right? Or then there's something about that question and getting that yes from them. Because if they say, no, actually, no, not really, then there you go. You don't even have to get a no, because you don't have, see what I mean? There's just that little piece in there I think can help people a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
and we'll go into more training. Right? We'll do more of that training anyways. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just saying we'll be doing that kind of training and some deeper dives around, connection, the art of that as we move forward.
Yeah, and I would just like to add, this is just so good. And it's so simple, and you can learn this, and you can become really good at it just through practice, right? But sell the science, because the science is sexy. You guys, I have watched thousands upon thousands of presentations, and I will tell you right now that Dave MacArthur, that 22-minute video, that is a game changer. You got to sell the science. This is Nobel Prize worthy, award-winning worthiness, and it's sexy, and it's the thing that everyone's looking for. So sell that and get excited about it yourself. Renata Lee says, if you're excited, notify your face, notify your heart and your soul and your excitement level to get them to watch that video when you text it to them. And because remember, not only is ISA-G sexy, the science that backs it is sexy. I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. Yeah, Chantel shared, she had somebody on her team share that video with somebody else, and then she called Chantel and said, I have somebody who wants to get started. And Chantel's thinking, okay, I'm going to have to really, I'm going to have to talk to them and try and get them sold on it. When she got on the phone, she said, I'm ready to get started. There was no convincing, no questions to have to answer, no hard questions. It was all very simple. And I had a guy come up to me, and Amanda, when I was doing the meeting in Nephi, this older gentleman came up and he said, that I have never seen a presentation so simple. And he was excited when he was saying it, you guys. And so, again, she just took her order. Now, the whole process of working this bird's eye view system that we showed, on this right here, this is what we're working on. Amanda getting to that leader, and getting Chantel to that leader, and getting, I think her name was Sue, to that leader, right? If they want to, right? That's where we go through the numbers. Not everybody's going to want to be a third level leader, but we will have a lot more people who want to, because this system is so simple. And that's what I'm finding.
And Dave, I just want to remember one more thing. I'm not sure if it was mentioned on this particular training, that there's only really two ultimate questions that get us right to number one. And that is, who do you know that's aging? And who do you know that eats? I mean, we got it covered. Every single human falls into that category. And that is the most exciting thing ever. So I just, again, when you start thinking about who is a possible prospect, just as long as they're aging or eating, that's it.
I said it last night. Who do you know that's aging? I said, well, actually, we could go even a little bit deeper than that. Who do you know that has cells?
I was going to say, hold a mirror up to their nose, and if it fogs up, then they're in.
Yeah. So it really is the video, you guys, and getting that video to them, but then following the system and not being a rogue, not somebody who's going to reinvent the wheel and make it harder for their associates to follow you. I mean, can you see the bigger picture of this cookie cutter approach? If I started working with one of your people because you went on a cruise and there was no cell phone, I'm going to teach them the exact same thing that you would have taught them if you were here, because that's how clear this system is. And I mean, how much easier could it be than that, you guys? And that is what this is. However, you've got to buy into it. You can't be that person who's going to resist this and say, I'm going to do it this way, or I'm going to do it that way, right? It's got to be this cookie cutter approach. And that's where you create the synergy. And it's not cookie cutter approach where it takes your personality out of it. In the beginning, it might feel a little rigid only because you're learning it and you're trying to perfect it. But when you get this down and you can just let it flow, like Dennis is a karate instructor, and he says, man, in the beginning, it's very slow, very rigid, and it's 100 times slow. And then when you test, it's 1 time fast. And then after you've done it so many times, you just flow. Now he's the instructor, where one time it was 100 times slow for him, 1 time fast to get the belt. Now he's a black belt and the instructor, right? You'll be the black belt instructor if you do the push-ups. So what I would give you for the call to action is take each one of these steps and write it out and script it out word for word. I did that. I'm not asking you to do something I didn't do, and I'm asking you to do it because it changed everything for me when I did it. Script it out, absolutely, word for word. If you want a 6-figure income, you would think that, yeah, that's worthy of making a 6-figure income. I mean, I got to do something to earn that 6-figure income, right? So if you can't script it out, then are you really worthy of a 6-figure income? Right? Just a little self-check there. All right, you guys, we don't need to draw this out any further than that. We're going to create more videos and really rock this as we go along. So Alex, do you want to close us out? Any last words, Lenny, and then we'll have Alex close us out?
I am so thrilled and honored and excited about this time in Isagenix history. I really believe that it's taken all of us, all these years to get to this moment where the Forever Pack makes perfect sense. And then just don't worry about the fact that, Dave asked a question the other night at a meeting that I was sitting at. And this was a first time for me too. I was sitting there, right? And he asked, for those of you that started on just Isagenesis, could you describe what your pantry looks like today? And the most amazing thing happened. They were on everything, but it was like this. It's like, I remember teaching Spanish in high school. I learned a process called guided discovery. I had to guide my students how to conjugate the verb, but let them discover how to do it on their own. And then they were teaching me like, Mr. Evans, oh my gosh, if you conjugate it like this, it works. I'm like, you're kidding me. And that's what's going to start happening. People are going to call you and say, have you ever done one of these cleanses? I'm like, I know, right? And you had nothing to do with talking about pooping and peeing ever. And you never will. So I'm just so excited that we get to take this time and really teach what matters, teaching people how to become free. This is the year of freedom. Dave MacArthur.
2019.
Alex, let's do it. It's in that you feel it inside you, you feel it outside of you, and the right people are going to be attracted to you. Don't worry about that. All the right people will say no, so that you will keep your vessel open for the right people to say yes. And you just need 5 who get it. So we can all do that. That's our first goal. So let's go, guys. Dave, thank you for doing this. Thank you for bringing this, and Alex for your participation in helping us see it. And Malcolm, I'm sure, is on. Oh my gosh, there's too many people to name, but this is so exciting. This is a new era, you guys. Welcome, welcome home.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, there's a couple questions right here.
Are there? I can't see them. What do they say?
Well, there's a comment where Amanda said, yeah, we had 16 and 20-year-olds asking their mom for Isagenesis last night.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Yeah. This is very contagious. It's very sexy. I like that.
It is. Yeah.
There was a couple questions, I think. Let's see. Actually, just more excited comments than anything.
Good.
Okay, go ahead, Alex. Let's close.
Yeah, well, I don't really. Yeah, I mean, I can't follow Lenny. I mean, what more can I say?
That's what Jack Canfield said about Lenny.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to follow Lenny?
No, don't ever put me after Lenny. But I do want to say that, I have a full pantry, and I really love just some of the other things that we're going to train about, just so you know, is just the simplicity of sharing with people how to get to manager and how much money they can make really quickly with that. So there's no fear of loss with PIBs and all of that, because, that's sexy too. I get it. So we're going to go through that.
Show that real quick. I'm sorry. Let's show that real quick. I fixed that.
Okay.
Because it's important. Let's just give them a real quick peek on that.
Okay. Let me say this then real fast. Yeah, so let me say this is kind of how I'm leading people in is right, either right during enrollment. It's usually right during enrollment. I have them downloading the ISO Life app as I'm putting in their order, literally on the phone with them or with them. And then I give them their username and login, and I say, I want you to have, you have full control. I got to show you the power of your membership. It's awesome. And so I have them log in on their phone, and then I also tell them about isogenics.com, that they have a back office there, and so that they know where I said, this is where your auto ship is. You're not going to touch that. This is your forever pack, remember? But here's where you can place any orders you want. You can learn about other products if you're interested, but don't worry about that right now. What I want to show you is, how you can get your products paid for, because we've had that conversation. And so that's where this leads in. And then they can see this vision of, wow, I can make money really easily. Look at this cool app, and my products are on the way, and there's all these other things I might want, and I can pay for them. There's no loss at all. There's no overwhelm at all. It's really exciting. So go ahead, Dave, take me through that.
Just this here. I mean, Lenny, you were talking about this, and I put the BFF, best friend forever, #1, best friend forever, #2, right? And it's showing up here. You share it with 2 people, and they share it with 2 people. That's a $500 bonus. So we just have a very easy, simple description. Enroll with Isogenesis and 2 canisters of shake. Get to consultant, $50 bonus. Get to Crystal Manager in your first 60 days and receive another $450 bonus for a total of $500. So they get to write their names in right here. You get to write their names in, and then they write their 2 friends' names in. You guys with the Forever Pack, they're more than doubling their income back by hitting manager. They've only spent, the products were $158 for that pack. They're getting $500 back more. It's like you said, they're paying for their products in the next month.
Right.
I mean, where do you do that, right? It's so simple. And Lenny, you got something going on there. Let me see if I can make you bigger there. Go ahead.
I don't know. Can you see that or not? I don't know if you can see that, but
Yep.
it's so cool because it's what you just said. But you guys, let them write their names in. Who's their best friend? Her first best friend, second best friend. It's all about best friends. And guys, this pack has taken away the #1 objection, which is price. $158, you guys. This is so doable for everyone. Oh gosh, you guys, and it replaces a meal. It replaces a meal, and you want to get subtle when they say, well, what meal am I supposed to replace? I say, well, I don't know about you, but my best days are when I do 3 meals. And just subliminally, it's like, are you kidding me? Get on this stuff and start getting younger and sexier, So anyway, this right here, it's going to be so fun and easy to do this. And this is on the way to production level 3 leadership, Dave.
Yes. It's all built in, you guys. All right, let's rock this.
That's
2019 is going to be the best year ever.
Dave, where can you put those? Where can you put those images, or I'm sorry, those documents that everyone can find them?
We're going to have them at foreverpack.com. We're going to have PDFs
right.
that will be able to be downloaded there. So I don't know, probably by the end of next week, that should all be done. With the Christmas holiday, it might be a little tough for her to get it all done, but that's what we're shooting for.
Okay, awesome. All right.
Okay.
Well, just to close
Alex.
it out, thank you all so much for showing up and being here.
Let's do a high five. High
Gosh,
five
yes.
in, high five in, slow, right in.
Right in.
All right, guys.
All right.